Okay, we're moving on pretty quickly here, aren't we? Let's get into game number 2 of the regional qualifiers for CIS TI8 as Vega Squadron taking on Team Empire. We've swung into the lobby, into the draft, and the bans have been pretty instant as we get into this game. Crysen, Io, Beastmaster, Naga, Chen... oh my god, Lycan.
Lycan. There you go.
Now, do you know what happened there? I saw Lycan and Night Stalker, and I went Like Stalker, and I went, hang on a second. Brain stop lagging. Brain stop lagging. And then I went Night and Thrope, and I was like, no, no, also wrong. Yes, Lycan and Night Stalker are your other bans from Empire. Lots of tempo heroes taken out. Very, very quick bans as well from both teams. These guys obviously know each other reasonably well. They've scrimmed against each other. They're in the same region, and they play each other quite often. Is there anything interesting so far, do you think?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, those bans are pretty standard. I think Io seems to be taken out of every game, Chen as well. And then the other hero is just, it's dependent on team, but clearly they know what they want. Beastmaster, a really strong laner. Vision hero as well, taking out like another vision hero. I mean, Night Stalker. God, you got me confused there.
It's just like both heroes, you think about the nighttime and what they do during night. Whatever. Human brains are very strange things.
So another win from it. Interesting.
Yeah. First phase as well.
I think in the open qualifiers, it was picked quite a lot, but not as much as I thought it would be. I think we might start seeing it being banned soon.
Team Empire's turn to
Facts.
Why do you think no one plays Wind Ranger mid?
I think as a core, it's too single target. There's no AoE with that hero now. So I think going into mid game in team fights and stuff, you can kill one hero. But if it's not a core, then you really have no impact on the fight. I think that's why it struggles in the mid lane.
Fair enough.
As an actual laner, it's really good. It wins most matchups, but it's just... I think you want some form of AoE from your cores.
And I guess with cores that are single target, you want guaranteed catch, right? You think about Lena, for instance. You're going to buy Yules. You're going to be able to catch people and get those kills. Wind Ranger is a little more up in the air. Like you need to blink for the guaranteed shackle shots. It's kind of more difficult.
Riskier, I think. Yeah. Like if in the mid game you try and make 3 rotations and none of them pay off because you just can't get the angle, you can really fall behind. So it's probably just safer to go for these other heroes that, like you said, are a bit, they're more guaranteed catches.
Well, Empire with the Axe Skywrath combo, we've seen plenty of this. Got that nice little aggressive dual lane going.
It did drop off a bit, but I think the strength in this lane is actually the harass. I think most people are going level 1 Battle Hunger. You put Battle Hunger on them, you use Q on Skywrath. Yeah, they take 300, 400 damage.
Feels like Vega respond quite nicely, where Team Empire have that harassing aggressive dual lane, but with a Warlock there, you've got that Shadow Word, you've got the heal, you've got turnaround potential as the game progresses with Fatal Bonds and Golem to kind of stop, deter, or simply just swing fights when the Axe Blink calls onto one of your cores. And I guess you also have the option of like tri-laning with the Wind Ranger depending on who you pick as your safe lane carry. So I think both teams reasonably matched in the first phase of their picks. That I didn't expect, though. Third pick Pugner with the Nyx ban coming out, and immediate Oracle pick from Empire.
They're picking very fast. They clearly know what... They must have scrimmed a lot or something like that. They know what the other one's going to pick by the looks of it. But yeah, going back to your point, I think Warlock is a nice counter to these Skywrath aggro dual lanes, just because that heal. It provides your lane with a lot more regen, so you're able to sustain through it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's like sustained dual lane against harassed dual lane, right? One counters the other, in theory anyway.
Because Skywrath Axe not really a killing lane, so you don't have to worry about that too much. But they hope to be able to harass the carry out, so they just can't farm. But Warlock makes that a lot less likely to happen.
This is very speedy drafting. So Oracle picked, we've seen this a bunch. Well, I say a bunch. We've seen it a number of times in the CIS Opens. Empire did it a couple of times themselves. Mainly against Warlock, you can Fortune's End dispel off Fatal Bonds on your team, dispel off their heal if you want to play aggressively into it. It doesn't necessarily need, the Huskar or something along those lines, but that is an option if they want to go that direction. But I want to say against the Slark and a Wind Ranger, that's going to be a pretty spooky Huskar game.
Yeah, it's a fear factor. You've always got to think about that when you're against an Oracle, but I think the Slark kind of block picks that, stops them being able to go down that road.
I guess another thing you can Fortune's End or even False Promise the Pugna Decrep, right? Make sure that everyone's all happy and fine when they're getting run out by Pugna.
Yeah, you can block all of Pugna's damage. That's pretty handy. If you put the
Fate's Edict
onto the axe when he initiates, then he's going to survive a lot longer. He doesn't really need to auto attack, so that might be the combo they're going for.
That's pretty nice, yeah. Well, fourth pick for them. We're still unsure about Vega's roles. It could be Pugna off lane with the Wind Ranger. That's a pretty nasty, aggressive lane there with Orb of Venom, Decrep, and then the Blast and the Power Shot on top of people. So Faceless Void there with Time Walk, try and mitigate at least some of that aggressive nuke damage. Because Vega, they've got an aggressive kill lane in that dual lane off lane potentially.
10 seconds.
Especially on a hero like an Oracle.
Nice thing about the Void is his time dilation works really well against Slark and Pugna. They both have low cooldown spells and they do spam them out in fights, so if you can catch them, it's going to slow them both a lot and obviously delay when they can use those abilities.
Storm Spirit ban.
Yeah, it's kind of a natural counter to Slark as well, the Void. The Chrono is just a nice spell to have against him.
Final ban from Empire. I honestly have no idea what they're going to ban out. This is a very difficult position to be in.
I think you assume the Pugna's going off lane.
Yeah.
I think you ban a strong mid laner that can survive the Chrono.
DK?
Maybe Kunkka ban, something like that. Yeah, Kunkka, DK.
I say DK because I kind of like DK Pugna as a core pairing, being able to just destroy towers.
Yeah.
But then Kunkka offers you two ways to mess with Void and Chrono, right? I guess you've got then numerous ways. You'll have Decrep from Pugna, you'll have Warlock Rock, and Kunkka will offer you that Boat Torrent combo as well to mess with Axe Blink Call and Void's Chronos.
Team Empire's
Yeah.
turn to
Okay, so they think Pugna's mid.
Okay.
That's fair enough. Worried about the Doom, obviously a really good counter to Void, stop him getting the spells off. Counter to every hero really, but just a strong hero in this meta.
So Void's got the Skywrath ulti to go into Chrono. They don't have a massive amount of damage to kind of pile in. Is OD a hero that anyone picks anymore? Because I just don't see it anymore.
I don't think you want to enter the Pugna ward, right?
5
Really
seconds
pushes that
remaining.
hero. I think they need some long range damage. Maybe Lena's good again.
Long range damage and a tower hitter.
Yeah, ideally.
Does DP work okay for you here?
Yeah, DP could be good. The thing you've got to think about is you're picking it before the... Yeah, so they pick up the Kunkka. I can see that as a block pick as well, like we said. It would be good against the Chrono, so they take it for themselves. Strong laner can't really be destroyed in his lane. There's not really a hero that does that to Kunkka, so... A solid pick for Empire.
And if it is a block pick, Vega Squadron going to be scratching their heads,
10 seconds
wondering
remaining.
what to take for themselves.
Yeah, so
5 seconds
there's two
remaining.
ways they can go about it, I think. They can go for something like... I mean, do you put Pugna mid against it? I guess it's fine. It's a farm lane. Kunkka probably comes out on top slightly, but they both get decent farm.
I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I mean, you decrap the Kunkka, you've got pretty nice attack damage and animation on Pugna with Nether Blast as well. Kunkka's not going to get any help from any supports, right? It's going to be a flat one, just a natural 1v1.
Yeah, with Decrep level 1, he could take control of the lane, I guess.
Feels like a skill match, not a full skill matchup, but if you mess up as Pugna, then Kunkka gets the edge, right?
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a case they're both going to push their lanes.
Yeah.
When he gets Tidebringer higher, he'll push the lane out. Pugna will just spam his Q on the lane, keep it under the tower, try and take that tower nice and early.
Vega are taking a lot of time on this final pick. They seem pretty stumped. I mean, I think you were right. They wanted the Kunkka, and they seem pretty stumped right now. wondering what
I
to go
think it was
for.
the natural pick for them. It seems a bit weird with Empire's draft, but I think if they did do the block pick, then it makes a lot more sense. This is the thing when you're drafting into a Kunku. I think Pugna mid might be the best choice for them, so they might take an offlaner. A lot of them have been banned though.
I'll go for some kind of catch hero.
Yeah, I think so. Sand King, maybe?
Nah, show me the Magnus.
Yes. Oh, okay.
So
it is the Pugna.
Cool. OD against Kunkka.
Yeah, nice matchup for the OD. It's one of the few heroes that actually can take advantage of Kunkka.
They've got Astral for the False Promise target, or the Blink Call target. Astral to save people inside Chrono as well, potentially. It gives them a lot of options, to be honest. And it, like you say, it's not an awful lane up against Kunkka. It should do reasonably well. Did you expect the Max Arcane Orb build this game?
I think so. Yeah, I think he might go like 2-1-3 or something. I think there is worth in a value point in Astral just against the Xbox spot. But if you want to win the lane, you do take Max Arcane up against Kunkka, I think.
Hey everyone, huge Na'Vi fan here. I looked at the schedule and I can't find their next game. Yikes. Can anyone let me know when they're playing? Can't wait for them to win TI8.
It'll be their TI9 qualifiers.
Ouch. That's Kit 432. That's painful, mate. I don't know about that, copy pasta. That's gonna really hurt some people. All right, away we go. We're in best of ones. Don't forget, guys. Best of ones here in the round robin group stage for the CIS qualifiers for TI8. This is our second game of the day. Vega up against Team Empire. As Empire start things off, looks like they're setting up for the natural dual lanes. They've got Void and Oracle top, Skywrath and Axe down bottom, and FN Kunkka will wander himself in towards mid. Vega are the ones that I'm more interested in. I want to see what they get up to, because Zayats is up at top, Orb of Venom, Double Mango. Slayer is walking up here, and I don't know if they're thinking about going aggro try, or if they're just scouting out to see what's happening, because Blizzy's down bot with his Pugna. It's definitely undershot mid on the OD. And Palantimos has been left alone for now on the Slark. I mean, it's going to be Slark, Warlock bot lane, and then they put Pugna Windrange at top, right? It's what we expect.
Yeah, that's what you would expect. I think the Windrunner might have to rotate bot after a few waves. Just help deal with the Scarif Axe lane.
30 seconds to battle.
Nice to see that Slark's bought a lot of regen. 6 tangos and 1 salve on him, so he should be okay. Especially with the Warlock heal on top of that.
Oh, Windranger. Fortune's End. We'll slow things down a little bit. Orb of Venom over on Miposhka as well. Warlock does stick around top for a little bit. He's going to have his TP ready in about 10 seconds though, as they'll grab themselves double bounty up towards top. And Empire take both of them down at bottom thanks to Ghost Stick. It looks like Slayer is still considering where he wants to head to.
Yeah, so you see the Scarif going top. Looks like they've read the lanes. Actually, Miposhka going bottom the Oracle, so... I guess that's to purge the Warlock heal.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
That's, I think that's like the only reason Empire picks Oracle. It's just like they love it so much against the Warlock. You just pressure forward with Axe. Slark can never play inside the creep wave. And when he gets healed up, just dispel it off with that Fortune's End.
You saw its value against the Windrunner as well, being able to dispel the Windrunner.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he dispels the Warlock heal, like we said.
Don't even think about it.
What's the cooldown describe? They're pretty much the same, right? Warlock heal has slightly more mana cost, but they're pretty much the same cooldown.
Yeah. Miposhka just being obnoxious in this lane.
There's Battle Hunger as well. I mean, Palantimos is not... I mean, he's bought himself a magic stick. This is not going to be fun for him. And then top lane, you've got Chu harassing back Zayats on that Scarith Mage against the Windranger. Arcane bolts keep coming out. It's very annoying to handle as this aggressive dual lane wants to be, you know, finding kills and making action. Hey, wait, what?
First blood. Out of 50 possibilities.
So, I guess he chased him down with the Orb of Venom on the Fortune's End.
That's tragic.
This lane's going to get really hard for them now. You never really see Oracle as this aggressive kind of 4-position playing in this lane like this, but against the Warlock, it makes a lot of sense.
He's been buffed a fair amount over the past, what, 6 patches or something, right? Like, Fortune's End got mana cost reduced, it got, like, damage increase across a bunch of stuff. I can't remember Oracle's buffs, honestly. It's a hero that you very rarely look at, because it very often was just that kind of cheese strat, you know? Oracle DP or Oracle Huskar. But the way Empire are using it, like you said, just look at this. Slayer, he does manage to keep that heal going, but I don't think there's any way for him to escape. He just hunted down into the jungle and spun out by Ghostic.
Yeah, really strong lane, actually. You're right, Oracle has been underpicked for quite a few patches now, but he's starting to come back into it.
So mid lane, 9 and 7 OD. Kunkka getting a fair amount of denies in there, though, of course, with that Tidebringer additional damage. Doing okay, but it's definitely Undershock coming out on top in that mid lane. I don't know if they'll get any kind of kills here. It just looks like a farm trade for now.
Yeah, he's gone for the Astral build as well. Definitely got value against the X-Monster spot and the initiations of Empire, really.
And Void's being kept down as well. I mean, Blizzy is farming very nicely as he does miss out on that Nether Blast. Naive manages to dodge away from it. Courier mid. If Kunkka went for that, I don't know, maybe he could have just killed it in one hit. I don't know if he's got the damage for it. Flying Courier.
No, he doesn't.
Very spooky, though. Nice Astral. Like you were saying, very good against that X-Torrent combo, so Undershock keeps himself up and running. As the bot lane onslaught continues, Slark, only 7 last hits, 8 to his name now as he does grab that one, but the lane is being held here by Ghostic very far away from that Radiant Tier 1, so there's no real safe spot to be in, and Slayer, oh, he's going to spot Miposhka retreating out there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, one thing to notice is the Pugna lane against the Void. It's actually a nice lane. Mostly because Pugna spells are so low cooldown. It doesn't matter if you backtrack one of your blast, it'll be up again in a couple of seconds, so... It's hard for Void to go into this lane and farm. Both the safe laners struggling a bit this game.
I left the draft overlay on for maybe like 15 seconds. Guys, calm down. Goodbye, Slayer. Chased down again. Miposhka and Ghostic doing very, very nicely hunting him. Undershock coming for a shrine. Such an amateur, you say?
Yeah, you are an amateur. Chu dying in the top lane, most likely. Close one. Yeah, he goes
very
down.
Nice.
Reply into power shot.
Oh, does Naive grab this? Yes.
Time is money.
3 bounty runes for Empire there, it looks like. Vega only grabbing 1. Naive might have put himself in a spot of bother, though.
He's going to go onto the high ground here.
Yeah. Oof. Salves up as well. Slayer and Miposhka, right? So, I feel like this is a good thing by Slayer. He's dragging Miposhka away from the lane. He doesn't care that he's getting harassed and he's dying. It's just like, right, Miposhka's no longer annoying my Slark, but then the Slark has to lane against Axe.
Yeah, you're saying that. He's against the level 5 Axe. It's not much better.
They've caught Undershock as well. They knew Miposhka was coming, and Undershock without the Astral still gets caught by the X into boat.
The Slark is getting better farm now. 20 CS. Only slightly behind the Axe now.
Void's at 10 CS. Like, Naive is really struggling.
This lane is really hard for Void. Pugna is probably one of the hardest people to lane against is this hero.
Miposhka. Do they have a shackle shot? They do. He's going to juke himself away from any kind of tree cover there, and I think Miposhka's fine. He's got the boots advantage over both of these supports. No way to run him down. And Kunkka now, 27 denies. That's honestly insane, isn't it?
That is a lot of denies. That's more than the CS. Huh?
It's more denies than most people in the game have CS. Like, there's only 2 heroes. Like, Pugna and Axe, I really like the fact that they are both 33 and 11. That is very aesthetically pleasing. But 28 denies on Kunkka it's insane. Like, make it stop.
Yeah, he has 2 levels on the OD. And they had OD last pick, so you'd hope that this lane would go slightly better for him.
What do you think is the reason for going 2 in Astral? Because I can understand 1 for the X-Mark combo, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure what... I did think he would go the Arcane Orb Max, just a way to pressure Kunkka off the lane, but... I don't know, it looks like he's regretting it now because he's not all in on the Astral build.
Means they're going to have to pop another shrine. Brings Blizzy in for a bit of that heal, but back down towards bottom. Zayat gets just enough distance away from the Oracle Axe, but it is looking rough down here again. Palantimos is going to be forced to salve in a second, and Miposhka pseudo-denying the creep there under the tier 1, and make sure Slark gets his farm limited even further. This game slowly slipping away from Vega, it feels like. Does Pugna bring enough to the table?
He's got a good... Decryptify is good against the Chrono, stopping Void to be able to hit. He's not going to be able to do it all alone, though. Skywrath does hurt this hero in fights, so... It's going to be whether they're going to be able to take towers with the hero, I think. Obviously, Slark doesn't bring much to these early game fights. I'm not sure OD will either with the start he's had. Slayer goes down.
Yeah. FN just hunts him in the trees. Because Pugna really is that one hero that Vega has that has kind of been given, not a free game, but he's been given the ideal scenario to perform in. They even bring Warlock up towards top to heal him back up as well.
I think the issue here is going to be bringing the OD into the game. Not a hero you really want to be that far behind on.
I guess that's a good I guess that's an okay reason to go Astral. Maybe it's a bit of a fulfilling prophecy there with the Astral build. You know, going Astral means that you have to come back into the game, but Astral allows you to kind of, you know, AoE flash farm to some extent. Creep waves and camps as the Chrono pop top does catch the Pugna, but a great shackle shot there will buy a bit of time. Unfortunately, though, it isn't just the Skywrath and the Void. It is also FN's Kunkka arriving and securing the kill.
Yeah, nice rotation. That's the kill he wanted. Highest value hero on the Radiant side, so really nicely got him down.
Slark taking a bit of a beating though. Does have the ulti if he wants to. Regen rune denied away from Miposhka by Slayer. Warlock very far away from any kind of boots. He's going to buy himself a tome and try and get to the level 6 as quickly as possible. And Warlock ulti here with Fatal Bonds. He's even gone the 3-2-0 build, which I absolutely love. Like when you know that you're kind of behind and you know you need a swing team fight to win with your first ulti, having this 3-2 and maybe go for one in upheaval at level 7 or so, it's super handy.
Yeah, I think it's also just the Shadow Word not got the greatest value of this game purely because the Oracle. You've got to assume he's going to focus on that spell, at least in the mid game. Interesting, Axe has gone Hood first time.
Pugna and Windranger are very strong, right?
Understandable against their heroes, yeah, but it doesn't help you farm quite as much as Vanguard does. You are slightly more...
Well, Blizzy gets the tower. Has to give his life in exchange for it. His bottom lane, they're going in again. Ghost Stick. Shackle shot will not latch behind him. Zayat's still healthy enough to kind of walk this one off as Miposhka is chased down by the Slark, but with no stuns available. Oracle, what? Sniped by the power shot, and there's the long-range Laguna Blade from Zayats, clearing up the Oracle.
Yeah, it was a nice play from them.
Good little turnaround, getting the Slark into this game somewhat. He's been given a couple of, I like this, given a couple of sentry wards by Slayer with the Quelling Blade. He'll be able to scout out any kind of vision that Empire has over on their side of the map, but Slayer, found with the Axe Blink call, nice little Mystic Flare from Chu will absolutely destroy the Warlock as he was looking to get that level 6 off the creep wave coming in. It's so sad when you eat the tome and you're not level 6 at 12 minutes.
Yeah, it is rough.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Important for Oracle to get this level 6 online. It makes them a bit more willing to go for these pushes. So Ghostly does have his blink now. Another good game for an Axe.
This is where the Skyrath just hugs the Axe, right? Following him around.
Yeah, you play together, you keep pressure on this bottom side of the map, no one can really show. You see Wind running using power shot to clear the lane, but if he shows to either of these heroes, he will die.
You see immediately where Slark goes. He's like, I'm done with bot. If I get caught, I die. Much like is happening to Zayats right now. And that's why Wind Ranger's bottom lane, and that's why Slark is up here farming in this side of the map. Over in the jungle area here. Undershock also up towards top, so very nicely read there by Vega, understanding if they go anywhere near bottom lane, they are likely going to die. And Undershock with a max Astral, able to shove out these waves and really kind of keep pressure at least on one side of the map. If everything else is going poorly, that's something that at least he can accomplish. FN, hasted still. Zayats has TP'd in towards mid, throws a power shot to scout. But there's hasted Armlet Kunkka. He's pretty spooky at this point. Not going for the drums or the Shadowblade Rush or the kind of bracer into Shadowblade that we see very, very often. Big armor.
That's interesting. I guess this is more of the core build. You know, he recognises he's got a Void on his team. Not the hardest hitting core, so goes in for the armlet, gets some damage up for himself. Oh, naive, you are in trouble, mate. 5 heroes in the top lane for the Radiant.
Shackle Shot didn't actually latch. He's got another Time Walk. How has he been allowed to escape there? How is that Shackle Shot? I have seen infinitely more stupid Shackle Shots latch than that one.
It was just slightly out of range of the trees. That's...
Shush, I don't want your logic here. I want to flame Shackle Shot. It's a silly spell.
That's good, he managed to escape, doesn't have to use the Chrono to get out. They do get the tower on the Radiant, but it's not a bad trade for the Dire. Get some space for the other cores. Ghost Stick is very farmed on this Axe.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's swinging super quickly into that blade mail, isn't he?
Radiant are
Yeah. Good item against the Slark, obviously.
Radiant's middle tower
And
is
Slark,
under
speaking of, treads Aquila, about halfway to his Shadowblade, but Ghost Stick moves in towards Slayer. Interesting call, but then Astral will set up for a boat coming forward, and it lands on Undershock, who turns to fight. Jump forward from Palantimos doesn't quite catch. Pugna brought back for this, as he did die up at top lane there. I guess the Chrono was expended?
Yeah, Chrono was used. Chrono and the damage from Oracle went down quite easily.
Gold for my chest.
It's not a good buyback though, but obviously Pugna was the one that came out of these lanes the best for the Radiant, and now it's actually the lowest out of the course net worth, so throwing away his lead a little bit.
It definitely feels like Empire are a step ahead. Going for a smoke play down in towards this Radiant jungle as well. Palantimos, he's going to get X'd, and of course he cannot dispel that, so when he's dragged back into the torrent, he will lose his life. Another great rotation. I think FN has been really on the money here with his positioning in this game. It's the Wind Ranger. I had my camera on that and I was like, there's a chance she survives, but the fact that Fortune's End takes off Windrun and then Naive double bashes, Purifying Flames is level 4 with 360 damage. Wind Ranger just absolutely obliterated. They're moving in towards Blizzy now as well. Caught, and, well, the dunk won't quite finish him, but the Purifying Flames will. Miposhka clearing up Vega Squadron single-handedly.
Find yourself against an Oracle. It's you needed to do it there, but he sealed his own fate. The pressure is just too much for Vega to handle this game. Their cores aren't farmed enough to deal with it.
So it comes back to what you were saying about bringing the OD back into the game, but how? I mean, right now he has 4 staff just finished.
Yeah, and this really isn't the power spike for this era. You want probably the Blink after that, and then a BKB most likely this game.
Slayer was on a PGG warding mission. He does not care if he dies. He just wants to get some wards down. I mean, it's another one of those games. It's going to be 20 minutes in and he's got no boots. He does have his ulti though. He's got a chance to get these big Warlock ultis going out. Level 4 Fatal Bonds. But he needs to be with his team to get this done.
Yeah, the struggle they're going to have is the initiation. They don't have the Shadow Blade on Slark. It's hard to get into a fight for the Radiant squad right now. Especially when your Warlock has no boots. Oh, we'll catch Ghost Stick though.
They've cancelled the blink with a really nice power shot. The trouble is, Slark is done, and in comes the Void. Chrono on 3, the Golem dropped, but it's not going to be enough. Miposhka will stand his ground. Now in comes Ghost Stick. Second time around, the big blink call, and down they go. Warlock, the last man standing, and honestly, I would just call it there as the Radiant. That is your one chance to try and swing this game back around. That is your opportunity to try and show Empire what you're made of. And you've lost 5 heroes, and the Warlock Golem goes the way of the Dire team.
Yeah, I don't think you want Slark into this Axe Gareth combo. It's just, as soon as you get called, you're dead, pretty much. I guess it is because he's behind, you know. The Blade Mail's already up, so he just takes more damage. There's no way to survive through it.
Yeah.
The chat flaming you for saying Laguna Blade, by the way.
Oh, for power shot. Guys, look at it. 450 damage, 2600 range. It is a 2.6k range AoE straight line Laguna Blade. You can't tell me I'm wrong. Experimental Dougie has told me this.
And he knows a lot about this.
Professional UK player. He's come forth at many lands. I miss Dougie.
So the start getting close to Shadow Blade. That's going to be the time they have to make a play. I think if they can't get a team fight, they actually used Rock in that team fight. And they still went that poorly.
Yep.
That is worrying for Radiant.
Very, very worrying. Like the fact that 3 of them got caught by that Chrono, like it was a good rotation by the Void in that massive choke point. Undershot. Yeah. Thinking about going in to save the Wind Ranger, then thinks again, very wisely.
I think it was Radiant just a bit too eager to initiate on the Axe. I'm not sure. Especially when there's a tier 1 tower up, it was always going to go a similar way.
Oh dear. So right now, Void has Mom, Shadowblade, Blizzy's dead, while the Slark... Has he just finished it? This must be Shadowblade arriving now, yeah. So the Void is like an item ahead of the Slark at this point. As a counter, you know, like you said, as a counter to that hero. Zyas does go in onto Skywrath. FN thinking about arriving with the Torrent and the Tidebringer. Good Astral will buy some time, but in comes Ghost Stick. Blink call onto 2. Undershot dead. One by one they fall. Ghost Stick, he's going to find another here potentially with a good X mark there. Shackle Shot again buying time, but time is not what Vega want. They want damage. They want team fight. They want to stop feeding, but they can't. It's impossible to stem the flow at this point.
You can't go near this Axe. He made the same mistake again, getting hit by that call. Slark's okay in this matchup if you're ahead of the Axe, but when you're in this position, you can't get anywhere near him.
Time for high ground defense from Vega.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Blizzy's here, just spamming out wave. Palantimos So is there someone that Slark can hunt right now?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Gareth is the only kill he has. But
Yeah.
Gareth won't be playing by himself. It's not the kind of support where you know, head off by yourself into lanes, try and push them. He doesn't have wave clear, so he'll be playing behind his axe and his other cores, so I'm not sure hunting is the way the Slark can play this game. He still needs to farm. Join the team fights if you can, but definitely a rough game for him.
Oh, bounty!
Ghost Stick has been really
Radiant are scanning.
very strong. And it looks like he's aiming to continue this lead that Empire have made for themselves. Drawing a line up towards top. They are grouping. FN not available for this fight. A land a shackle forward, but the Shadowblade is there. He's holding the gem as well. And Zayat, he's going to drop. They get the chrono in onto 3. One of them's already dead, and I think that might just be it. That's the signal of end of days here of Vega in game number 1 of their run in the TI8 CIS Qualifiers as they lose another 4 heroes. Palantimos cutting wave in behind, but it's just been super. It feels like it's been easy to execute from Empire from start to finish.
Yeah, it has been. Winning the lanes was the first thing. They came out on top of every single lane pretty much. Obviously the Pokemon had a good time, but he's fallen behind now. They set themselves up for victory, yeah. Ghost Stick's position in that fight was great, by the way. He came behind the tier 2 tower, hit the 2-man crawl. Hard to recover from that.
Still not able to go high ground though. Again, thanks to the Slark cutting waves back there. FN, well, goes for the big cleave. Only hits the creeps though, unfortunately for him. Empire, they've got the option of Roshan. They've got pretty much all the lanes pushed in towards Radiant side of the map. Full control of this area as well, but they're kind of lacking in vision over on the top side. Like, they've got 2 dire wards over towards the Ancients, near where Blizzy's standing right now. I don't really see anything coming in from any of the other angles, so this is where they're going to try and set up a fight. Blizzy goes for a quick TP out. Zayat, though, might move too far forward, but he does back up, while Palantimos kills the courier all the way back near that dire base.
A little bit of gold for his team, it's nice. The issue Dire have got is they really don't have the heroes to go high ground. They don't have a single pushing hero. I think maybe if they had one pushing hero, Vega might have called GG by now, but they kind of recognise that they're going to struggle to go high ground. They can drag this game out.
Palantimos is trying to hunt, but Miposhka. Okay, he just false promised himself. There's no way of killing him really, alone there as a Slark. Free Roshan for Team Empire. Palantimos might get found here. I mean, they've got Void with... Wait, who's got the gem now? Axe has the gem now. Slark gets himself as deep into the woods as he can to get out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
A professional Dota player and UK are an oxymoron. Yeah, that's the joke, you know. I'm sorry, Crysen.
It's fine.
You've been to WSG qualifiers.
Yeah. That's an international land, mate.
That's an international land. How did you do at the WSG qualifiers?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay, fair enough. Just blame it on your team.
Yeah, new team.
Noob team. You learn a lot, though. That's what matters.
Yeah, one day the UK will have a good player.
Well, you're not counting BLR as a good player?
I mean, technically we've got Madara as well, right?
Oh, yeah, technically.
You know?
Technically, he's not Greek, he's English.
So they are hitting high ground. This kind of shows how far ahead they are, that their heroes can just walk up to this high ground.
And also the fact that we're talking about UK Dota.
Yes, of course.
Well, there's the Astral save. At least something there from Vega, not losing a hero. And again, Palantimos, you know, like you were saying, there's not really a speedy push here from Empire, so they can't really hard commit for this. So the wave cutting from the Slark working out to be pretty damn handy. Empire trying to keep this catapult alive. As Empire goes for the cleaves. Catapult's still standing and no glyph available here for the Radiant team. What likely means that this melee Rax is going to fall. Naive losing a lot of HP there to the life drain, but he'll be able to now jump in with Ghost Stick. And the Torrent on top. There's a decent Chrono in the back, catching the OD, and that will be the Pugna dropping and Naive finding the secondary kill. Aegis still in hand means that melee Rax here very likely to fall. Decrep is arriving, and the Warlock heal onto Naive will take the Aegis down. Melee Rax is still standing. Void, does he just BKB hit this? He's got to, right?
Oh, yeah.
Time walk back, go for the TP. Nothing to cancel now as the Warlock Golem obviously has already been used. That was a bit of a struggle there from Empire, but it did take 2 buybacks from Vega to really stem the flow.
Yeah, FN goes down, but he makes space to take the Rax. Naive, nice play. BKB TP gets the Rax. Now on the Hun, they're smoked up.
Where are they off to? Oh, ward time. There we go. They have got a vision. Singular. One vision for Vega. And it might just get immediately dewarded as well. Like, the sentry obviously doesn't see it right here, right now. But if Empire do come over and maybe suspect any kinds of Vega movement into this jungle, they could get rid of it. Or they just go play down towards bottom lane.
Yeah. So they're splitting up the map again. Radiant trying to get as much farm as they can, all playing in this top area. Recognising Dire, they will keep pressuring the base. No reason not to. OD is getting to the point where he can start being scary. Does need a few more items, I think, but if he's given the space in a team fight, he can do damage.
Vega very much are that kind of hit and run team fight draft, right? They want to kind of go in, bait out spells, maybe get a couple of BKBs going, but really they excel at that round 2, where they've got the stacks up on both Slark and OD, where they can actually output massive damage. But the... oh shit.
Taken down. Chrono used. Easy kill for Naya.
I mean,
OD.
See, this is what I was looking at. I was expecting OD to be the first one to die as Empire came in, but he's going to TP himself away. Slark dying there is a pretty big one. But yeah, if you do want to be kind of playing these guerrilla tactics, you know, going in, building up stacks, getting yourself out of fights, and going back in for round 2, how do you do that against heroes like Axe and Oracle, who can kind of keep these fights going for Empire?
Yeah, it's really hard for them to get those hits in to build up those stacks, really. The Chrono is just too... the Chrono and the call against Stark means you really can't go in on any of these melee calls.
And I've got Ether Lens on Miposhka as well. Extended range on that False Promise save. Slowly and steadily, Empire now shutting out the map. Net is closing in around Vega. Double damager and down bottom for the Kunkka if he wants to go grab it. It looks like Sky will take the bounties and leave the DD for now.
Top shrine has fallen.
Empire just grabbed both shrines.
OD and Slark, not calls you want to have when you're behind. Purely because at that point you were saying they excel later on into the fight, but Vega are really struggling to get anywhere into a fight. It seems like Empire are just getting the initiation and it's already over.
And like, Pugna doesn't offer you that, you know, tanky, strong, annoying hero that you have to deal with, right? He's irritating from high ground. He can keep people alive. He's very good at pushing towers aggressively, but he's not that team fight presence where it's like we have to deal with him or else. So the amount of targets Empire have, pretty unlimited. Like, they can go on anyone and not really mind too much about the spells being cast by Vega.
They have nice mixture of damage between magical of the Gareth and the Oracle, and then physical of their cores. So even if he does decrepify someone on the initiation, they're still most likely going to die. Kokina doesn't seem that good as a saving hero this game. Missed call by Ghost Stick there. Right mistake for him this game, but...
Oh, Eon Disc dispelled off. That's very sad.
That's very good timing.
I think the speedy little Pugna just catching him off guard a little bit.
One shots. That's what happens when you have 2 Daedalus and a DD at 30 minutes.
Yeah, Wind Ranger just got 1 shot. Now they move in onto the OD. They chrono up the Pugna. Even with the Chaotic Offering dropped, I think this is going to be it. Down it goes. 3 heroes dead, and Empire. They're going to get chased down by Slark. Upheaval is there. Chu turns back to fight with the False Promise there. Boschka keeps the Skywrath alive, and
that sums up Slark's game. Can't kill a Skywrath.
Yep.
Just too far behind to do anything in this game. GG's called.
All said and done, Vega got to go back to the drawing board as Team Empire, from start to finish, had their number. Like the speed of the draft there was very indicative of both teams really feeling like they understood what the other team was going for, but Empire kind of just had the edge.
Yeah, they just seem to be the better team overall. Their picks were nicer overall as well. The ease of execution is the main thing, like you said. Chrono, hard to miss that, and then you've got the call against Slark as well, so just making the Slark have a really rough game.
What's our next game? Ooh, double dimension against
Na'vi.
the Sparta. No, Na'vi versus Na'vi. Yeah.
Question mark? Double dimension of Sparta, that should be a good game. Both of the teams that looked really good in the qualifiers, actually. Double dimension coming second in the... well, both of them coming through in the first open qualifier as well as Empire.
Oh boy. I've got your picture up on stream, by the way. So in 5 minutes, Crysen, go and check it out.
UK Dota.
It's very, very pretty. The golden boy of UK Dota right there. Wait, do I point this way? Yes, I'll point that way. Cameras get reversed. Righty-ho, couple minutes break. Should be 5 minutes or less until we get ourselves back into the swing of things. Double dimension against the Sparta will be our next best of one as we swing through. I mean, it's going pretty quickly, Crysen. Half an hour for this game. I mean, the first game was, what, 50-odd minutes? But
yeah, slightly longer one the first game, but if all the games are like this, then it could be a short day. But these teams are really close. I don't expect to see that many stomps in this qualifier.
Righty-ho, away we go towards the break. See you guys in a couple of minutes.